Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 221 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, and we did not meet our sales goal today. And I'm going to tell you why. I was just really almost happy about it because there was a lot less shipping today than there has been in past days, which meant I had more time to list because I'm in a little deficit to meet my weekly listing goal, and I have some things going on. So I'll be working a couple half days, and, you know, I got to make this happen before Saturday evening. So, yeah, so that was a little bit of a relief. So I'm actually happy we didn't meet the sales goal today. We did end up meeting it yesterday. Molly rang some sales up after I did reseller reflections. I don't know. She was shipping late into the evening hours, I think. Um, so yesterday I was a mess, and that was the title of the reseller reflection, because the clutter in my space and all of the auction stuff I brought in here was just overwhelming me. I was literally out of my mind. So a couple of you did ask me, did I get it cleaned up last night? Yes, I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I went upstairs, had dinner, put my pajamas on, came down here, and just really cranked up the music and just organized and got it all. Now, it probably looks like a little messy behind me, but it's an organized, like everything's in stacks and ready to go. And I know it needs to be listed yet. A bunch of stuff got cleaned. So it's just, I felt so good coming into work this morning, or coming down to work into my e-basement this morning. And it was just great. So if you're having a day like that, it is worth it to take the time and just get your space clear. It helps clear your mind. It just makes you feel better. And I'll have to go back and find it and link it up another day. But I was listening to a podcast on the way to the gym this morning, and they were talking about like clearing your workspace, and clutter was like one part of the episode, and how that affects you mentally. It's a thing. It's a real thing. All right. Now my workspace is organized. My desk is reset to 0 and ready to go tomorrow. I got a lot to do, so I want to start fresh and I want everything organized, and it is. And joining me on the Reset to 0 Challenge are Jill of Rusted Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Judith R, Pam of Whimsy and Such, Becky of Becky Consigns, Lee of Lee Phillips 4191, and Vanessa, the Diabetic Reseller. All right. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to talk about today is GIGO. Does anybody know that term? Jill of Rusted Truck Relics knew it, but she's got an insider information. So this is something that was like very common in the vernacular when I was in school and learning. I did a brief stint with beginning of my career with database design, and went back to school and did some classes. So this was a very common expression there. I don't know if that gives you any clue as to what it is. And it does relate to reselling a lot. It's been in my mind. My kids had no idea what it was. They'd never heard of it. And my daughter is in the tech world. So yeah, I guess people don't use it anymore. But it is garbage in, garbage out. So when you're designing a database, obviously, if you're not collecting the right data, or you're not setting up your tables correctly and collecting the right information, you're not going to be able to pull anything worthwhile. Like you really have to think about that when you're designing. And so this has a lot to do with reselling, because I kept thinking, as I'm trying to meet a monetary listing goal each week, a lot of our chatters are also striving toward these type goals. Is it really makes you look at what you are putting into your business. It's easy to say, well, it's not easy to say. It's easier to track. And I do recommend this for people just to start. It's not anything wrong with this, but like when you're tracking the number of listings you're doing, like I did, 20 this week or whatever your number is, and you're tracking that, the quality of it could be garbage, could be putting garbage in, and kind of what your output, your income, well, income, let's not use that word because that gets confusing with the in and the out. Your revenue that coming out of the business is going to be garbage, right? You're putting garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. So tracking your monetary value of the listings you're putting up, getting quality inventory, that's going to make, what comes out that much better. I'm not saying like don't necessarily take, I'm not talking dollar, like low dollar value items. I think they have a place. They have a place in my store for sure. They keep the velocity going and they keep things interesting, but I have a mix, but I have to be a lot more intentional about kind of things I'm putting in my store so that it's not garbage in, garbage out. Like I want good stuff in and good stuff out, and I want good revenue, as I'm sure you all do. So one of the things you can do to kind of, help yourself along the way there is download the listing calculator at consignmentchats.com, or you can send us a message and check that out and see, what kind of monetary goal you should be shooting for your listings if you're ready to take that step. And if you're not, just make sure you're not putting like garbage into your store just to get your numbers up, because in the end, it's garbage in, garbage out. GIGO, folks. GIGO. All right, that little flashback for some of you. All right, guys, have a great evening. I will see you on day 222 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.